Indie Mogul.
In Brightest Day, in Blackest Night, does Hal Jordan yield any box office might? You're watching Beyond the Trailers review of Green Lantern.
Brightest day, blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light!
For over 30 years, Superman and Batman have ruled supreme in Hollywood. In fact, while comic book movies are all the rage these days, Superman was the first superhero to fly off the page and onto the silver screen back in 1978. But with 2000's X-Men and 2002's Spider-Man, suddenly DC Comics wasn't the only game in town. And before long, DC found themselves in the shadow of Marvel Studios. And this is bigger than DC and Marvel because both are owned by heavyweight studios Warner Brothers and Disney, respectively. There's big money on the table, and while The Dark Knight took an enormous chunk of it, this summer Marvel has 3 movies coming out while DC has the 1. And just as Marvel's movies are all leading to next summer's The Avengers, DC's movies are trying to build toward a Justice League movie. But with Warner Brothers claiming that the superheroes in Justice League will be played by different actors than those portraying those same heroes in their individual franchises, well, the allure of a Justice League movie fades. However, even beyond casting, DC needs to see if those individual franchises are even viable in the first place, including the ones that are already established. Nolan claims next summer's The Dark Knight Rises is his final Batman movie, Superman is being rebooted again, Wonder Woman's TV show never made it past the pilot stage, and Green Lantern is on shaky footing. And why Green Lantern instead of the Flash movie audiences have been requesting for ages? Because DC's superstar writer Jeff Johns took an interest in Hal Jordan first, bringing him back from the dead in Green Lantern Rebirth, and then making him the star of several major storylines, including the company-wide crossover events Blackest Night and Brightest Day. In fact, lately the various Green Lantern titles have become some of DC's best-selling books, so naturally Hollywood felt this was the way to go in expanding their DC movie universe. But is the Green Lantern hitting theaters the same one that sells so many comic books? It's been a rough road, with Warner Brothers admittingly jumping the gun and releasing a disastrous trailer before all the special effects shots were finished. While successive trailers have been much better received, unfortunately the movie has still been unable to fully rid itself of that initial stink. Will that stink keep audiences out of theaters? And will loyal fans champion this movie as Warner Brothers needs them to? Let's go find out. So I'm here with BTT viewer Fred. Just came out of Green Lantern. How was it?
I actually enjoyed it.
So BTT viewers are coming out in force today. We also have Tom and Chris.
Hi.
You guys are visiting from out of town, right?
Yeah.
Where are you from?
Pittsburgh.
Oh, cool. So what did you think of Green Lantern?
It was very good.
Awesome.
It's actually pretty good. It was better than I thought it would be.
It was marvelous.
Oh, that's
It was
wonderful.
marvelous.
Oh, how ironic. I think you were...
I think it was at least as good as Iron Man.
I liked it better than Thor and X-Men.
I rank it behind, be honest with you, X-Men, Thor, and then this one.
How did you like Green Lantern?
I enjoyed it. I liked it.
Everybody's liking it today.
Yeah, it was good.
Why do you think it has such bad buzz?
There's so many superhero movies around. I mean, when you compare them to other ones, I mean, I guess in a sense it's more of the same, but it's good.
I think it's Marvel fanboy, anti-DC stuff going on because they don't want to see anything.
Even like the New York Times
Yeah,
and stuff?
they don't want to see anything overshadow their precious X-Men. So
I guess because people are so used to DC movies being really bad, like with the Jonah Hex and the cheesy Superman, that the only thing DC really has is Batman.
I really didn't go in with any expectations. I didn't read any of the reviews or anything, so I didn't know that it was getting bad reviews. So it was a solid film.
It's a superhero movie, but it's also it's got that like action-y type of kick, and it's also very funny.
had its flaws in there. It dragged in a couple spots. The villain Hector Hammond, I don't think he did enough to be truly. I mean, he was scary, but he didn't do enough.
My only complaint was I thought the lead woman was too pretty.
Oh, you didn't like her? Yeah.
No, she's just too pretty. I could never imagine her as a fire pilot.
I didn't read the comics. I don't read comics, period.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
All
it wasn't like I was expecting anything or I didn't feel left out.
I haven't read the comic in a long time, but it followed pretty much what I remembered. And I think they actually did a very good job on it.
It gave the backstory, like in the beginning.
Yeah.
In the opening credits, it gave a lot of the backstory. So then people who don't really read the comic books or like watch the animated stuff, they know what's going on.
What did you think of Ryan Reynolds?
He's great. He's good at playing a guy with weakness, character weakness.
Ryan Reynolds did a very good job with
That's
Green Lantern.
wonderful. So you thought he was a good Green Lantern?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah?
Definitely.
Because so many people want him to be Deadpool, they want him to be the Flash.
Yeah, he's everybody. He's
this-
Deadpool. He's
He's
everybody.
found his role? you
Yeah, I
think?
think he should stick with this one though.
I very rarely remember his name. Like I always just think of, oh, that's Van Wilder. I never really think of like that's his
That's
name.
his de facto name.
Right? It's kind of like, people from the Brady Bunch, you don't know their real
Yeah.
names. But now I'm starting to get his name a lot more easier now. His acting is very, very well done.
Ryan Reynolds was amazing. He actually did a really good job as a Green Lantern.
Mark Strong as Sinestro was good too.
Right.
Mark
Yeah, he
Strong
looks
was
like he
good.
just walked off the page.
Yeah.
Right?
Sinestro was really good.
What did you think of the suit? How'd it work in the movie?
It was very different from the comics. Like you could see like it being energized.
Yeah. Did you like it?
It was pretty cool looking, actually.
Yeah, he looked a bit like a Barbie doll, like a Ken doll. They went
He does look
very
like a Ken doll.
They went
That's
very
hilarious.
rated G with
Oh, I
parts
can imagine.
of
He's in the shadow a lot from the waist
it.
down.
No, he's not in the show. He just looks like a Ken doll.
Oh, I see that kind of a Ken doll. I thought you were talking about his hair. That's
No,
hilarious.
no,
A
no.
Ken doll all the way.
Yes.
That's hilarious. That's great.
Anatomically Ken doll.
Oh, that's
Yes.
well, poor Carol Ferris. What did you think of the 3D?
The 3D, it wasn't overwhelming. Sometimes I didn't realize it was 3D, but it was, there were some spots. It was pretty cool.
I loved the 3D. I thought it was excellent. It was definitely worth seeing in 3D.
It was?
Yeah, it was.
I think 3D is kind of unnecessary for movies like this. I don't think I would have lost anything seeing it in 2D.
So, are you a fan of DC's other movies like Batman and Superman and stuff
Yeah,
like that?
yeah. I mean, they range. Some I like better than others.
Well, where would you rank this one? Is it up there toward the top, in the
It's in
middle?
the middle.
What do you think of how DC is handling their movies?
They've gotten better. I mean, they hit a low point with Catwoman and the Batsuit nipple movies.
You have to catch up to Marvel, but it's not bad at all. I'm not complaining.
Do you think this movie's a step in the right direction to catching up?
Yeah.
great.
Especially like, I'm not a fan of comics. My girlfriend definitely hates comic books, but she wants to come see it as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Will
so
you see it
it's-
again with her?
Yeah, she won't know that I saw it first, so it's all good.
What do you give the movie on a 1 to 10?
I would say a 9.
I'll give it a solid 9 or a solid 8.
I'd give it a 9.
Oh, wow. What would you give it?
I give it a solid 8.
I'd say it's probably around a 7 or 8.
1 to 10, about 7.
I'll give it an 8.
I'd give it a solid 9.
If I have to go, 10 is the highest, then 10.
Oh, great. What would you give it?
I'll give it a 9.
Kudos to DC because audiences are lining up to join the Green Lantern Corps, overall giving the movie an 8.5. And the one sentence review is back. That's because the 8 cleverest OSRs will get a free limited edition MemoBot Green Lantern USB flash drive. Just enter your OSR in the comments down below by Monday, June 20th. And thanks to Momoko for picking BTT for their biggest giveaway on YouTube. I'm Grace Randolph reporting from AMC Empire 25, and I hope you'll go beyond the trailer for these other top movies.